All right, so today we're going to do a little short video update on the Drosera schizandras, and they are still in this kind of Tupperware container, and you might recognize that from the first ever schizandra video I made, where I was talking a little bit about how I propagate them. And so basically, this is the result 1 or 2 years later, where they have all grown out, filled out this container, and now I'm at the next step where I have to figure out what to do with that. And basically, what I want to do is separate all of them out into a terrarium pretty much this size, and it's going to be devoted completely and only to Drosera schizandra. And we're just going to have this whole little farm of them, and that's what I've wanted for many, many years. Like a whole carpet of these plants. So for now, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I've been growing them. Basically, it's in the helianthera terrarium where the fan circulates the air down through this, ghetto Kool-Aid container contraption, blows out of that mesh. And then we have the water basin down here. We have two ultrasonic foggers. There's one in the very back there, too. Circulates, the humidity, blah, blah, blah. Grow lights on top. It's in the basement, so it stays between, what is it, like 65 degrees at night, 73-ish degrees during the day. That's kind of the optimal growing conditions for these. Oh, also, if I put them in here, what you might know is I've got the 4 grow lights, and I set that up kind of, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that 4th grow light is pretty much directly above the Drosera schizandra, maybe like a foot above them. So they do grow well in direct light if you acclimate them and if the conditions are, good for them, which is, very humid and cold. A number of these, they have very sizable leaves, although in the wild it can grow up to be, like that big. So these are still small, compared to adult Drosera schizandra. But under these lights, you can see that they have a lot of those pink tentacles, pink towards the center, so they look overall very good. I like this look a lot better than, sort of that dark green look, because if they're kept in low light conditions, the tentacles don't form as well, and neither does the dew. I saw somebody posted a picture where they were kind of like orangish red, and I wasn't sure if that is that hybrid Andromeda, or if they just acclimated them to very high light. So I don't know, maybe we'll raise this container a bit higher and kind of experiment with some divisions and see what kind of conditions we can grow them in. I do have that hybrid Andromeda, although it's very small, so we're just kind of growing that. And it's kind of funny because they said, oh, the Drosera Andromeda, that hybrid, it's a lot more hardy and vigorous than the Drosera schizandra, because people have a hard time growing this plant, but for some reason, my brain works opposite, or maybe it's the universe that's conspiring against me, I don't know. Where everything is opposite for me. So the very difficult plant grows like a weed, and the very easy plant, I'm like struggling with little divisions, and oh man, I hope it doesn't die. So I don't know why that's happening, but I guess this is my favorite sundew. It might be my favorite plant ever, so at least that's growing well. So yeah, I put foliar fertilizer on it. It's Max C 20-20-20. They say to put like 1/4 of a teaspoon in a gallon of water, make it very dilute. I kind of just grab an eyedropper, put like a pinch of the fertilizer in there with, and then fill it up with water. Probably a lot stronger than it needs to be, but oh well. I mean, what the effects are is that you get the leaves burned a little bit, but to make up for that, you get huge bursts of growth. And the old leaves, they get covered by the new growth anyways, so, it doesn't really matter too much. Just don't overdo it. I fertilize them maybe once every 3, 4, 5 months. And yeah, we've got new little divisions happening all over here. I'm sure if we kind of dug this up and looked under the leaves, we have a number of smaller plants all throughout here. So that's another reason why I want to divide this up and just make a full-size terrarium dedicated to them. So maybe we'll make another video about making the full-sized, devoted Drosera schizandra terrarium. And I guess that's pretty much it. It's been 5 minutes. I feel like I've been blabbing on and on about them. I guess if you have any questions about this plant, put it down in the comments section. If you want to buy it, sorry, I'm not selling them right now. I mean, like I've been rambling in this video. I want that whole carpet across the entire terrarium. So once I have maybe like, 200 of them, I might sell one. But for now, that's all staying with me. So once again, this is Drosera schizandra.